Hello. If you're coming in, I'm Lara Joe. We're going to do collective energy read. If you're looking for answers, please tap the like button, comment, share. Six of Cups. This is serendipity. It's looking back at, or nostalgia. So Six of Cups, and we are in Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde is about communication, is the hidden. And sometimes what will happen is people from the past will come up, so nostalgia with Six of Cups. And it's not coming up maybe because you're supposed to continue on with that. It may be coming up for review to be like, okay, do I still align with this behavior or that person? So Six of Cups is asking you to reflect upon your past to see what you may need to let go of. Nine of Cups, doing this will allow you to bring in Nine of Cups, what it is that you truly want. We're all scared of looking back at the past, but if we want to not keep having what we had, maybe solitary, we have to look at it so that we can bring in what we truly want. It's asking you to be brave enough to change. Six of Cups, Six of Coins, balancing out your finances. So being able to get your emotions in check and say, okay, that past behavior is not good for me. We'll bring your finances into balance. We'll bring in your love cup. With Nine of Cups, when you bring in love, since love is the same vibration as money, right? When your money is good, your love is good. And when your love is good, your money is good. So when you start bringing in what it is that makes you happy, your money starts flowing because it is all flow state. Think of if you were tubing down the river, and you put your feet down, you would stop the flow of your progression. And that's kind of the same with life and everything else. When you put your feet down, you dig in, then you stop your forward movement. So knowing that life is a flow, and if you want to keep moving progressively, you have to get in the flow. Page of Pentacles. So we may have been looking at finances from a very youthful perspective, or we may have been influenced by children in our financial decisions. So realizing, okay, where have I overextended myself? And that's something I've been having come up recently for review with myself, is where have I been overextending myself trying to help others, like my children or whatever, when I should have been watching my own. So looking back at our patterns. All right. Is your first baby a boy? Are you wanting a boy or are you wanting a girl? Because Five of Swords, this is conflict. So I will say this. When babies come, you're just happy whatever they are, right? You're happy that they're healthy. They've got all their 10 toes, 10 fingers. So Five of Swords, it feels like whatever the answer you're looking for is, it's going to cause you some mental chaos and confusion. I need you to sit with that because babies are always a blessing. So it looks like you may be having a girl. We'll see. Time will tell. Hello. If you're coming in, I am Lara Joe. So Chariot. Okay. Okay. Except for, and I understand that. I understand wanting a boy, yet girls are amazing. And I cried. Okay. I was blessed with 2 daughters, and it's been quite a journey because both my daughters are fire signs, and do we clash heads. Yet I couldn't imagine my life without my daughters. And without I know that I'm going to have feisty granddaughters. So I knew, if I'm going to have feisty granddaughters, those daughters are going to be feisty. I sometimes do pregnancy. I normally do collective energy. If you want to ask about pregnancy, we can. I do private reads. I also do Reiki, sound therapy, inner child healing. So that's, Yeah. Chariot, this is mother or nurturing energy. So Chariot is all around our family. It's that forward motion. How are you moving forward with your family? So making sure that you are putting good things in your life that you want in your family, right? So Chariot, we are moving forward. That is Cancerian energy. Cancer is all around that family. Ace of Swords, make sure that you are using logic and discernment about what it is that you're wanting, or logic and discernment about what it is that you need to get what it is that you want. Okay, head over heart. It's easy to get dreamy and be like, I want 15 kids, okay? Except for how do you carry 15 kids. So Nine of Wands, put down, these feels like family burdens. Knight of Wands, this is a player energy. Okay, so Kay, there's Nine of Wands and Knight of Wands player energy. So even if you were to bring your new love interest, like, he could potentially, because that's what that feels like, but you need to let him do his own thing, right? You don't ever, when people want to get messy, you don't have to do anything other than step back and watch. Okay, so even if people want to we're doing collective energy reads, babes. So come on in, take a seat. Nine of Wands, Knight of Wands. Put down other people's burdens, right? If they want to play with fire, let them do that on their own time. You don't need to be a part of it. Just get back. Be safe. Seven of Swords, Queen of Wands. So you were dealing with Queen of Wands. Seven of Swords, betrayals, deceptions, not fun energy. So you finally have to look at that with Night, like, because Ace of Swords was on the bottom before. It's using that logic and discernment. And if you are seeing that deception around an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, because Queen of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, when she's imbalanced, she is not nice at all. Queen of Wands, like, when they, yes. So you're finally going to say, like, okay, I don't want to be a part of this, right? When you look at other people's banana bullshit, you can say, I don't want to be a part of that. I'm going to step out of there. Four of Wands, you're building towards your family, your stability. You're like, okay, I want that family life. Four of Wands is always like the construction number, because if you think of a house that has 4 walls, so Four of Wands is that we want to build. With Eight of Pentacles, whatever the situation is, like, you've done all that you can, right? You're working, you just can't get ahead. And I thought it was Ten of Swords, but Ten of Swords, it's like, you can't, this is betrayals. It's like you were working real hard and while other people were playing, and you're trying to build that house. And Ten of Swords is like the ultimate, like, there's nowhere to go other than Ten of Swords. It's like the end. So you finally have to say, okay, my happiness is more important than what anybody else has going on outside of me, right? So you have to say, if it's chaos, it's not for me, right? Hello, hello. I am Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. We're doing collective energy reads. Three of Wands. So you've been building, right? You've been trying to elevate, and everything that you've done. Hello, thank you from Ireland. I am Lara Joe. You've been building, so don't let other people bring you down, right? Not everybody is going to physically be able to make this climb with you. So you have to leave people where they're at. Like, sometimes you just have to say, man, I really like you, but you can't come with me where I'm going because you don't fit in, or you don't have the proper attire, or you don't have the proper currency, you don't have the proper energetic vibe. Like, not everybody can come with you. And that's not sad, because you don't want everybody with you, because not everybody wants to see you get to the top. They would rather climb up behind you and then climb up over you. So if you feel that energy, let it go. Be like, you know what, this is wasting my time. This is not productive for either of us. Oh, man. Okay, follow your own dreams, please. It cannot be anyone else's. Okay, Tower, we are in Scorpio season. This is saying let it go. If it is not for you, let it go. And the Devil, because there are addictions. So if there are addictions that you are currently fighting with, it's time to say no more and let it go. The Devil, those are patterns. They're ideologies. They're old family indoctrination. They're the friends that we have to finally say, you know what? I don't want to be here with you. I don't want to be in this burning tower, right? So you finally have to start saying, okay, this is not for me. I'm going to keep moving, okay? Let's see. The Hanged Man, changing our perspectives. When you see people, okay, so you know how when you see someone, you see their true colors and you're like, oh, I can't unsee that. Hanged Man is those people that you thought were your friends before. You may start looking at them and being like, oh, they were never really my friend. I noticed that when I had friends, like there was distance between us. I was like, no, that was always a secret competition. So Hanged Man, start seeing people for who they truly are. Start changing your perspective, right, on who you have around you. Because if they're not truly there and they're helping you build, and vice versa, because friendship is about reciprocity. This is what I noticed. When times got really hard, I noticed who never called me, because there were people that I called and texted all the time, yet it wasn't reciprocal. And when things got really hard, they just stopped calling. And I was like, that says a lot. Page of Wands. So we had Knight of Wands earlier, Queen of Wands. So we have that very fiery energy. You definitely have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius up in your energy. But this Page of Wands, this is very childlike energy. Very, 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 right? They have the mental capacity of a 5-year-old, or they may be a 5-year-old. And yet, if you want to have that good life, you have to fill your cup first. Emotions, that's Queen of Cups, is our emotions. And we can't pour from an empty cup. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female, we all have that element within us that we have that Queen of Cups. And it's, okay, I have to fill my cup before I can fill anyone else's, because you can't pour from emptiness. So what is it that truly makes you happy? And if it feels like it's immature energy, you finally have to just be like, okay, I'm going to let them go play out in the yard. Rebecca, I'm doing collective energy reads, so if you come in and it resonates, then take what you will. If it doesn't, let it go. You want to book a one-on-one, that's done through my website, which is sacredhealingwithlara.com. Okay, so Page of Wands, Queen of Cups. This is, again, we're dealing with the whole, they're passionate, yet it burns out real fast. And realizing, and this is something I've been teaching one of my fire sign children, they're going, oh, my piece is way more, they've started passing on spending like time talking to friends, because they're like, every time I do it, like I would just rather have my own peace and quiet. I was like, okay, I've taught you well that instead of stirring the pot, you would rather have some quiet, meditative, enjoy your own time. So I love that they learn. We all learn, right? So Page of Wands, Queen of Cups, realizing you are more important, your emotions are more important than anyone else's chaos, right? You have to start telling people, not my problem, right? If they did something, that is not your problem, okay? All right, 9 of Cups. When you love you, the universe loves you. 9 of Cups says, okay, I'm happy, I'm stable, I'm living my good life. So no one will live your dreams for you, right? No one else can live your dreams for you. So start filling your cup, because it's your life, your emotions, you're the star. So surround yourself with what it is that you truly are wanting, not anyone else's thing, okay? Hello, hello. If you are coming in, I'm Lara Jo. We are doing collective energy reads. If you like my vibe, please subscribe. Bookings for one-on-ones is sacredhealingwithlara.com. Okay. Patty, we're doing collective energy reads. 10 of Swords, there's betrayals there. So whatever that energy is, even if they got feelings that there was betrayals. And here is, rejection is protection. Right? So we think, oh my gosh, that person hated me. No, your ancestral team, your spirit guides, God, whoever's protecting you, heard conversations in rooms that you weren't privy to, right? I know that I'm protected by both angels and demons, and sometimes I'm moved away from people because my guardian demons, my family demons, heard conversations that I never would have, because I was never supposed to be in those rooms. So realizing, okay, and thank you, Sam. Realizing, like, I may feel like I want to get to know that person, yet it's not worth it because they didn't have good intents for me. If you could hear how people truly felt about you, you wouldn't hang out with everyone, right? Just like if you could see everybody's soul, you would not have sex with a lot of people, because you could see the demon that they have hiding in them, and you'd be like, oh yeah, no, please don't ever touch me again. Hello, hello. I am Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. Come on in, we're doing collective tarot, the world. Which every time I see the world, I always want to sing Smashing Pumpkins. The world is a vampire. So the world, close out those cycles that feel heavy, right? Let that shit go. And I don't care how long, I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't care how long you've been carrying that boulder on your back or the chip on your shoulder. I don't care. I don't care if it's been 5 minutes or 35 years. When you finally, even if you just do it for 35 seconds, I have to do this like I'm a mental creature, right? So if you imagine like you're taking that boulder of weight and just putting it on the floor and breathing, even for 30 seconds, right? Just set a timer. It's really hard, right? I have ADHD, so getting me to sit still is very challenging. But imagine like you're setting that boulder on the ground, and you won't want to put it back on your shoulder because it's going to be too heavy. That's the whole point. You've been carrying around these burdens for everyone else, these weights, this shame, and yet it's not yours to carry. So stop, take it off, set it on the ground, and see if you breathe and feel better, right? So the world, close out those things that are not yours, okay? Hello, I'm Lara Jo, SirenLara. If you're coming in, we're doing collective energy reads. I do Reiki, sound therapy, inner child healing, PTSD healing, all that jazz. Page of Swords. So, those people that just want to fight, like they just rage bait you, let them go. And you never have to get revenge on anyone, because they will meet someone that's going to teach them why they can't do those things. So I know sometimes we want to get snippy and like speak up to people, yet you don't have to say anything. You just have to say, okay, I see how you are, and move accordingly, because the next person that they meet will teach them, right? Sometimes I say, okay, you know what, God, or ancestors, I need you to handle my light work, and I let my ancestors handle that while I go play, right? So Page of Swords is saying, if they're a petty person, if they're a petty Betty, it's time to let them go, because they're a thief of joy, right? If all they want to do is fight and bicker and pick, let them go. This could be an air sign, very just sharp. 8 of Swords, this is being in your head about shit. I've had to start teaching those I love. I'm like, if people don't like you, that's a them problem, right? You be you. People don't like you, let them keep going, because you should not have to force someone to like you. Okay, 8 of Wands, you'll be getting messages, though. You're going to get signs, synchronicities. One of the ladies I work with, when she's not supposed to be doing something really drastic happens. I'm like, dude, you should have been listening to the messages that you weren't supposed to be in that place. Gemma, baby, you need to let it go. 3 of Pentacles, it's whatever is going on with you, it's putting you in that financial imbalances, right? So 3 of Pentacles, whatever you got going on, let it go. Because you're going to have better or bigger things, but you have to let go of if he's going to marry her or not. Okay. King of Wands and 7 of Swords in reverse. So this is potentially, so it's a masculine energy. King of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. In reverse, so it's that it's tyrannical. It's my way or the highway. 7 of Swords in reverse, and they're in their head. There's been betrayals around them, so it's like they feel imbalanced. Or it could be a feminine and her hyper masculine. Yet that's when you, okay, so when you do bad things and you're around bad people, bad things happen to you. So realizing that sword, that imprisonment, that imbalance, how did you help create it? Because as much as we want to say, oh, someone else did this to us, no, how did we put ourselves in those positions, right? How were we hanging around the people that were not healthy for us? Because your body will start telling you when you're around people. So Queen of Wands in reverse and the Sun in reverse. So Leo energy, just feeling disempowered. Trickery, deception, sleight of hand. So the Sun, when it comes out upright, that's like the happiest card in the deck, right? We're based on the solar system. So we always say, okay, the Sun will come out tomorrow. When it's upside down, though, it's like feeling hopeless. It's feeling despair. David. Let's see. We are doing collective reads, but let me see what the cards say about it before I say what my mouth says about it. Queen of Cups. Okay, we're in retrograde, first off. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So we're in retrograde. We're in Scorpio season. So if any of those fit, please let me know. She's in her emotions, and we do see 4 of Wands down below, right? Let's see what 10 of Wands though. Put down the burdens. So I guess the question for you, do you want to be with your baby mama, or what would be there? Because 10 of Wands is saying put down the burdens and tap into emotions if you want that stable and happy home. Okay. Oh, you're the problem. You're the problem. Tired. How about you, love? I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. For those that are baby mamas of Scorpios, we deserve hazard pay, because being a baby mama of a Scorpio is insanity. Just saying. I don't know which is worse, because I have a Leo was my son, and then Scorpio was my long-term marriage. I'm doing collective reads. So booking a read. Let's see. If you want to ask a question, I'll answer. I'm not really fussy today. Like, I'm just kind of here. If you want to ask a question, or I can do a general. Do you have a particular question in mind, Sa, or you can just ask any one question you have in mind, or if you want, I can do a general read on your energy. David, are you still in? Okay, you are still in, babes. Gemma, did I answer your question, babe? I know, like, I'm all over the freaking place. My mind, I have an ADHD brain. I guess that's both helpful and distracting as a mom. Okay. Let's see. When will you have a chance to buy a house? Let me... Yeah, okay. So okay. First off, even if you were to marry her... So, Gemma, I'm going to answer this. Even if you were to marry her, it's not real. He got scared and he ran to the next one. What was easier, right? You asked him to grow up and he didn't want to. So, because I watched it with my baby daddy, right? I watched him go and give her everything that I'd ever wanted. And I was the primary wife. Like, I was the starter wife. I built that whole life and he gave her everything. Except for they're both fucking miserable because it's a karmic relationship. They ain't grown. They ain't healed. They ain't nothing. So, baby, even if you were to marry her, first off, he's a weak bitch for doing that to you. Second off, you don't want a man, father, whatever, like that. And I'm going to come back. I'm sorry, baby. Gemma, you got me. Because I'm like, sometimes having the backstory helps because then I can better direct you, right? Because life experience. I'm an old bitch. So I've got life experience. I can tell you what happens to the men that did me dirty. It's never good. Like, they never get better than me. Like, I promise. I always see how they end their life, and I'm like, oh, that's great. Okay, so, baby, there's something better for you. It ain't him. Let him go. You'll be good. Okay, so, and Kyla, give me just a few moments, baby. So, let's see. When are you getting a house? Yeah. No, and let him go because the next man won't give you a doubt in your mind about how much they adore and love you. Okay? 5 of Wands. So, whatever's going on, there's mental chaos, conflict. You gotta... I've been around. Life has been shit, but that's what that is. So, 5 of Wands, you have to do what's best for you. Stop letting other people distract you with their opinions. Because it feels like you're in that middle, like, what do I do? No, you have to quiet everyone else and listen to you. Okay? And then Kyla, Saw, if that helps, let me know. And then Kyla, let's see. Are you pregnant? Let's see. Are you pregnant? I guess the question always is, do you want to be pregnant? Okay. Okay. So, with Page of Coins and Knight of Coins, this is a progression. Okay, so if you have to let go of conflict, you have to do what's best for you. Like, stop listening to everyone else's opinions about where you should be moving. Because I feel like you will get to your place, but you have to stop factoring in other people that aren't going to be living wherever you're moving to. Okay? Kyla, we have Page of Wands or Page of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles, so there does feel like potentially pregnancy there, like we're progressing. But please make sure that you are preparing mentally for what pregnancy entails. Like the realities. All right. Hello. I don't know if that really answered the question. Sometimes. Okay, anybody else notice that Source speaks in riddles and rhymes sometimes? Okay, Kyla, does that fit or make sense for you or bring comfort? The challenge is, like I say, when people ask, I never know. I'm like, do you want to be pregnant? Do you not want to be pregnant? Because those are two different conversations, right? And I have a lot of younger women that come in and watch tarot, and then they talk about good, okay, and they talk about pregnancy, and then that's a different conversation. Pregnancy, teen pregnancy scares are never fun. So then it's like, are you wanting that? Okay, so Six of Cups. Oh, okay. So yes, so if you get a negative and a positive, a lot of times, and this is how my youngest got me, yet she was the most stubborn and the one I got the sickest with. She was the faintest of lines, and if you test too early, and that may be why it gives that Page to Knight, and that may be where that confusion is for me, because it may have been that you didn't have enough of that pregnancy hormone within, right? So I don't know. Like I say, it speaks in rhymes and riddles. So when it's like Page and Knight, I'm like, of Pentacles. I'm like, well, what are we doing? Yes, we're building. We're growing a baby. We're growing a human. Make sure, though, that you're watching your patterns around your mother wounds and your father wounds. Please, if you are having babies, if you're bringing those babies in the world, heal yourself now. Don't be like me, right? I didn't heal my mom wounds or my dad wounds till I was old, 40-something, almost 40, right? I had grown kids by the time I started realizing, like, oh, man. When you start looking back at your past and you're like, oh, my childhood, I don't want to do that to my kids. So Six of Cups is asking you, review your childhood so that you make sure that you aren't bleeding all over your children, right? Just because your parents did it doesn't mean you have to do it. Make this world a better place, all right? Not a more painful, broken place. Six of Cups asking you, again, review. Five of Wands. Anything that caused you pain, strife, do not invite it into your life. Five of Wands is that chaos, conflict, saying, you know what, I don't want to be doing this. If I'm going to be building a family, if I'm going to be building a life in my new life, I don't want this. Like, when I moved in this house, that was a big priority, is like, in this new house, I don't want to have to feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I don't want to feel like there's constant strife or slamming the doors or passive aggressiveness. That was a huge, like, learning factor in this house, is realizing, like, home should not feel like a bunker. Like, home should not feel like you are constantly waiting to see, okay, who may try to strike at me. So realizing I don't want to be around people, places, things that cause me to fight for my own peace. Okay? If there are adults that don't like you, please do not allow them around your children. Three of Cups, this is triangulation. Others trying to be the creator in your life, right? Playing in your energy, say no, I don't like that. We're not doing that. Queen of Pentacles, the Moon, and Eight of Swords. Get out of your head about the things that you haven't been able to see. So Queen of Pentacles, this could be a Hierophant or a structure, like a system, an organization. With Eight of Swords and the Moon, it's like you're not able to see everything, but you can't control everything, right? Sometimes you have to realize, with Eight of Swords and the Moon, you're not going to be able to see everything. So you do the best with the information that you have. Okay, stop beating yourself up about not knowing or having all the answers. I've had to say to myself, girl, you don't need to have the answers to save the world tonight. So stop stressing about it. You don't have to have all the answers tonight. It is okay to just breathe. And if anything, if you are struggling, please just stop and breathe, because nothing is that big, okay? So Eight of Swords, the Moon, if it doesn't feel like you have the full story, step back so that you can see what you're missing. Queen of Pentacles and Hierophant. Again, this feels like an institution, school, religion, military, the government. So saying, okay, if this feels like there's trickery here, we need to step away from it. If it's chaos, if it's conflict, and that organization can even be your family structure, especially with Chariot on the bottom. That is Cancerian energy, but it's family, it's home, it's how we relate to interrelationship patterning. Okay, Five of Wands and Ace of Wands wanting to come back out. Okay, so Five of Wands, once you clear out everybody else's fight, right? Because you'll look around and you'll be like, whoa, this isn't even my battle. Why am I showing up for the war and they aren't even around? So fun, we're doing collective energy reads. Five of Wands and Ace of Wands. This is saying let go of the fighting so that you can bring in that like, aha. Because you're listening to what everyone else wants and you can't hear what you're wanting. Right? This is, if we say the pen is mightier than the sword, right? If you have to be the creator of your plan, but you can't hear because everybody else is bearing arms around you, you have to create that solitude or create that space to be able to hear what it is that you are wanting. Okay? All right. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. I'm going to switch decks. I might be heading out pretty soon, but let's see what energy we need. I'm going to just pick another tarot deck. I could have gone elsewhere. I've been avoiding this deck. Okay. Navni, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. There's work to be done. The Eight of Pentacles upright is normally like, we've done everything that we can in this situation. There's work to be done. So reciprocity, have you not been giving fairly in this situation, potentially in a financial manner? You're welcome, Carla. Best of luck to you, baby. Please come back and let me know. Emperor, Aries energy. Oh, gosh. We're taking charge of our life. We're saying, I am the creator, right? If you're not where you want to be, you need to realize that you are the driver of your own life, right? If you're saying, like, I feel like I'm the passenger, okay, well, you create your life. So if you want that relationship to work out, what on your side do you need to fix? What part of the road do you need to fix? And also, if somebody doesn't want to be with you, they're not for you, and let them go. Right? We don't chase, we attract, we let it come to us because then we know that it wants to be with us, right? So, all right. The Chariot, Cancer energy. Wants to keep coming out because it was coming out multiple times in the other deck. This is saying we're moving forward, prioritizing. This was a lesson that was coming up last week for me, and I found this notebook that I had buried for years, which I've got going on right now. This notebook, and it was realizing, like, if I want that thing that I want, I have to fight for it, right? And you have to prioritize what it is that you truly want. What is LIO? Okay, 5 of Wands. So it's coming out all over the place. Hello, hello. 5 of Wands. We're putting down other people's burdens. That fight is not for us. We're saying, okay, you know what? I'm protecting me and mine, and you can go worry about you. 10 of Wands. Putting down other people's burdens. You have to tell people, you're a grown adult. I am not carrying this burden for you. I don't care who it is, right? Unless, but even then, 10 of Wands is saying, I'm not able to carry my bags, your bags, his bags. So finally saying, I'm going to put all of that down because no, this is unnecessary. It's burning me out. I can't keep doing it. You finally have to start calling like that mental clarity and judgment in your life and saying, okay, this is no longer for me. All right. Moreno, do you have family burdens going on? We have Death, 10 of Pentacles, and the Tower. Holy shit, Scorpio. Okay, so I roll my eyes because I have a lot of Scorpios I work with, and I feel as a Scorpio, whatever I am, I deserve hazard pay because Scorpios are hazardous for your health and my health and the public's health. So when you Death and Tower, this is saying let it go, let it be done, let those situations, those burdens, because we had 10 of Wands, right? Let those burdens be done. Finally say, you know what? Because we do have to look at, because there are situations that you will pour everything into, and it's never, because you can't pour into a broken cup, right? And because if you have a broken cup, you can pour and pour and pour into it, which is our emotions, right? And cup is people's hearts. So you can pour into a broken cup, but it's never going to feel like it's receiving anything because it's broken. So you will go emotionally you will go emotionally dry because that person's never going to be satisfied. So you have to realize, I can't pour any more. Because with Death and Tower, it's saying, I'm going to let this go. This is no longer for me. I have poured into this person. I've poured in this situation. I've done everything that I can do, and I'm going to let it go. Tower is saying it was unavoidable. And Death, guys, when Death and Tower comes out, everyone wants to be so scared, but this really is transformation. It's saying, you know what? I have better days ahead of me. So it's saying, how do we let those cycles close and restart? What I do love about Scorpio energy, and I have Phoenix tattoos, and I come from Phoenix, is it's that rebirth and transformation energy. If you look at Phoenix energy and Scorpio energy, it's rising from the ashes. If you come from the Southwest, you know about scorpions, and oh God, scorpions are my